You ever been at the top of the universe? I'm gonna take it. What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscriber died trying. You see the thumbnail. Should we add R.I.C.O to reparations talk? I'm gonna tell you what I mean. Good question, right? The thumbnail is from the movie Rosewood. I wanted to use a real lynching, but I ain't feel like having all of that. But it was either that or Snowfall with Teddy and Franklin. But it's a bit touchy with that one, but I'm going to add it to the list, right? So here's the thing. What I've seen is, people, we talk about reparations and the country owing black people, and people have talked about rappers going to jail and should the Klan get a RICO charge? Well, racketeering, corruption is part of RICO. And we can just take slavery out of this, right? And I use Rosewood because that's where the clip is from. The picture is from the movie Rosewood. As they've made plenty of documentaries, plenty of movie, plenty of television shows showing how the United States government, police force, banking system, what else would you call that? What else? Banking? What am I missing? I'm missing something. I'll get to it later. I'll figure it out. In the doggone patent office have been in collusion to make sure people weren't able to make money. And they've murdered people. They've stolen from people. They've muscled people and racketeered people out of their money by force. And this, that, and the third. So, just as a reference, the movie Rosewood, those people got killed over a lie of a fake allegation, and the white people shot a bunch of black people, burned their stuff down, stole their property, stole their homes. And the police at the time was cool with it, So that's organized crime, because the criminal act of all of, the murder, the arson, the vandalism, the theft, and then when you steal people's property and then you write in that they own it now because of these criminal activities, that's RICO. I've had that happen even in my own family, where family had a farm, land, farm, oil rig, and, great-grandfather died. Great-grandmother tried to took over. They ran her off the land and tried to kill her, and ran into New Orleans and Louisiana, and thus losing the property from that, and the city was in on it. RICO. If you ever seen the movie The Banker with Samuel L. Jackson and Anthony Mackie, they went from the South. Anthony Mackie's character went from the South to the West, and began to get into real estate, and dealing with Jim Crow and Jim Crow laws, even in California, into banking and into buying banks, and wound up going to jail because of banking, or being able, the ability to buy banks as black. So now you go to jail for this stuff. RICO. To Snowfall, of course, which is the crack epidemic, crack era, when you have the United States government into getting into the drug business with Iran-Contra. They did the same thing actually in Vietnam with heroin, but if you ever looked at the movie, it's not American Gangster, but when you see movies like Blow and this, that, and the third, you see how the government in some ways is involved, in the transportation of drugs from, Central and South America and Asia to the United States of America. It wasn't just criminals figuring it out. It was the actual government itself. RICO. To the show Fargo, the fourth season with Chris Rock, when he was talking about how, because these things are true stories and based on true stories. So, there's a little bit of this that, and when it's based on a true story, it's not 100%. So when he introduces what a credit card is, and the guy steals the idea, creates a credit card, and now he's locked out of a whole business. RICO, you know, when people see the what is that, the whiskey Nearest, whiskey, the Jack Daniels brand. They say, oh man, this black guy taught Jack Daniels how to make whiskey. And guess what? Jack Daniels could make money off of the whiskey. He couldn't. So all these years went by, and now it comes out like it's a myth or something. But it's real, but the guy's family doesn't get a dime. And it's actually, they're just using the name per se, so. But how did his ability to make money off of his own creation become an issue? Racketeering, corruption, RICO. You can't take that. When people think about the phrase "the real McCoy," it comes from a black man inventing something, and having to have it so rock solid that the patent office couldn't steal it. But it was a bunch of other patents that got stolen, by that black people created, and his just was one that they couldn't. So he got paid off of it. But everybody else, corruption, RICO. To the lynchings of business owners, RICO. To when the United States got found guilty for being part of Martin Luther King's assassinations, when King was talking more so about reparations at the time, and fighting for money and poor and poverty, and the government's in on killing them, RICO. Because that directly affected us as black people. Poll tax, RICO. Redlining, RICO. Blockbusting, RICO. Running freeways through black business districts and black businesses, RICO. The way that they would do eminent domain was corrupt, RICO. See what I'm saying? So when people think about reparations, nobody thinks about maybe I didn't hear it. Just maybe people haven't spoke about it. Maybe I'm the first. I don't know. But basically, this is racketeering. It's racketeering and corruption. It's organized, and then when I say it's organized, it was organized corruption by the government and part of the things under the government, education, this, that, and the third. Tuskegee experiment, RICO. It's just straight up RICO. But tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe, or die. Try and catch you on the next one. Peace.